So when they ask you interview questions, what's really difficult is how do I choose an appropriate situation for what they're asking? So again, because you've got that PD, because you've prepared the night before, what you should have done is thought about situations that highlight your skills around those key responsibilities. So what have I done that's been similar to that role, or what can I say that will demonstrate that I feel pretty confident in that area? Another thing too that I get a lot of people saying is, so they're asking me about project management around, I can only talk about myself, so around HR. I did a project in HR and we went over budget, which is awful, but it's a really good example of my senior stakeholder engagement. So do I use it or do I find another example? Well, I would use it. And I would use it, but then highlight that even though I did not get the outcome that I wanted, I would then talk about what I learned. So sometimes a negative example you can turn into a positive, which is really good. Another thing about the interview questions, you know, you get really nervous before an interview and you may not communicate very well and you fidget and things like that. It's just really important to try and relax, because what they're looking at is how you handle a highly stressful situation. So, do you say inappropriate things when you're nervous? That's pretty important. Do you become introverted and not want to talk? That's important as well. So if you've planned, you just won't feel so nervous because you've got examples of your communication skills. So when they ask you a question about communication, you can say, well, I'm just going to refer to my notes. Get your thoughts together, take a breath, furiously read your notes, and then come up with your example. That will show that you're pausing rather than just running off. I pause in interviews. I strongly believe that it's really important to just take a breath, get your thoughts together. I always ask for water. Always ask for water. It's a good tip because it gives you 5 seconds to take a sip while your mind's going, okay, right, think about last night. So just a little tip that I use. And I do take notes in and I do refer to my notes. And I will say something like, I just want to get this example right, so I just need a second. Read. Okay, I'm ready to go. It works. It really does. And you will never be seen as not being capable because you've taken a brief break. Don't pause for too long because then that gets awkward. So just be aware that you don't have to answer straight away. Interviews are timed. And managing the time is your responsibility, but you don't need to answer in the first 30 seconds. Okay? Yes?
So you're saying you can bring notes and
So the question was, can we bring notes? I always bring notes. I bring a copy of my CV for that person who's forgot it. I bring a copy of my cover letter because it has the examples there. There is nothing wrong with taking notes. If anything, it just shows that you're really well prepared.